What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Chanella and I am tuning in from Kingston, Jamaica. Now as you can tell from the title, today is a Q&A video. I asked on my Instagram and also on my WhatsApp what are some things people would want to ask me, and some of you responded and I'm looking forward to answering some of these questions. I did take a sneak peek at them early on. Quite some very interesting questions were asked, so I'm just gonna get right into the video. What's up guys, this is Chanella tuning in from Kingston, Jamaica. Let me just switch my dialect right now. I'm going on a little pot, so just before I get into answering the questions, for those of you who are finding this video for the very first time, my name is Chanella here online and I make faith-based content here on YouTube. So if you feel like you'd want to follow my channel to see more videos from me, then please hit that subscribe button and turn on my notifications so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video. So I have my phone here. So let's begin. The first question reads, major Christian lesson you've learned lately. Based on the season that I'm, coming out of, I would definitely say one of the major Christian lessons I've learned lately is that there is true redemption. No matter how far gone you think you are in your Christian faith, God is still there waiting to make you whole again. God is still there waiting for you to run back to Him. There is, in the world, when you make a mistake, you feel like that's your end point, that there's no way you can move past that. I've learned that no matter how many times you feel like you're going in a cycle, no matter how, far you feel like you are, God is actually right there, right beside of you, ready to kind of put you back on track. And you would think this is something you would know, like, as a Christian, but I feel like it's something we've heard, it's something that is taught on the pulpit, but you really have to kind of go through like a season or, different things in your life for you to really get the full understanding that there is really true redemption in Christ, and that you can definitely come back from wherever you were before that was not affecting your life positively. So I definitely feel like that's a lesson I have been embracing, and so that kind of helped me to be a little bit more gentle on myself, because if I fall, God forbid, instead of kind of just completely condemning myself about it, I'll say, hey Chanel, don't even entertain it. The truth, don't forget the truth, and just get back on track. Let's keep going. So that's definitely something that I think is important to point out. So yeah, what's some of your dreams? I can name a few. I'm currently looking on my vision board because it's easy to like see it right there and say it here, but really and truly I feel like one of my major dreams in life is to be successful financially. I feel like that's everybody's dream though, but really and truly, like, this is so important for me because I grew up in a family where financially it's always been a struggle, and so it's been a major thing for me to kind of ensure that cycle is broken with me. So the decisions that I make, the things that I do on a daily basis, like, they matter to me. It's really important for me to make the right decisions as much as I humanly can. So being financially successful is definitely on my one of my top goals. Spiritually, as you know, to stay Christ-like, to make it into heaven, to ensuring that I'm fulfilling my heavenly purpose according to God's leading. Another dream of mine is I'm suddenly, really getting my passion for writing again, and so I've been writing a lot now. And I don't really talk about this side of my life, but I do write fiction novels, and lately I have been, writing a lot, and I feel like that love to actually be a self-published author, or, whether I'm under a publishing house, I don't know what will happen, but that is definitely another dream of mine. Like, I feel like there's so many things that are, that are dreams of mine that I like I could go on and on. Some of your struggles. Okay, struggles, I'll say procrastination is one thing I've been, you know, tackling head on lately. I have been killing my to-do list, and I'm happy about that, but that's definitely been a long struggle for me. I also want to say self-love, in terms of knowing how to balance the scale with not really being selfish, but at the same time not depriving yourself of love. And so that's also something I've been, you know, trying to fully like understand and embrace. So I don't know if I could classify that as a struggle per se, but I also want to say adapting a healthy lifestyle could also be factored in, because, you know, like here in Jamaica, like if you want to like have a healthy lifestyle, it's kind of more on the expensive side of things in terms of groceries, and, you know, if you want to go to the gym and gym membership and all of that. But, you know, it's really just deciding, no matter what, that you're gonna make the decision to, you know, take care of the Lord's temple. So that's something I've also been, you know, kind of, you know, on and off with, I guess you would say. But I'm trying. How do you give and receive love? Well, this is an interesting one. How do I give and receive love? I won't lie, when people do good things for me and to me, I am so appreciative of it. But like, it's sometimes I get in this place where like, oh my gosh, you really don't have to do that. Like, seriously, don't do that. Because on one hand, I feel like, you know, they're burdening themselves by trying to help me. And on the other hand, you know, I'm so grateful, but like, I don't know like how to like receive it. I'm one of those weird people where like, if you do something good for me, I just feel so awkward. It's so weird. If you can relate to that, please comment down below and let me know, because, you know, it would be reassuring to know that I'm not the only one who is like this. But I'll definitely say one of the major ways in which I give love is that I try my best to ensure that you're trying your best. So in terms of, if somebody comes to me and say, hey, you know, they're down about something, you know, I will try my best to like talk them through it. If I'm financially able, I will buy you stuff, I will take you out, I will make sure you're good. But I guess you'd say kind of just being there for the person, in, you know, if they want me to be there, and the best that I can is how I would give my love, I guess you'd say. Is waiting for marriage hard? Tips? Oh, I want to say yes and no, because at the end of the day, it really comes down to you and, you know, your situation. Probably more yes than no, though, to be honest, because by human nature, if you're attracted to somebody, you're going to want to naturally be joined to that person in that way, and, you know, fellowship. So I definitely say that, you know, it's not easy to wait for marriage, but then again, it also depends on your relationship. So like for me, I'm in a long distance relationship, and not that you don't have urges and, you know, you don't want to do stuff and all of that, but it's kind of different when the person is like miles away from you versus when the person is like literally right beside of you. I think like when they're right beside of you, the temptation and the urge is definitely stronger, and so, you know, for that person it might feel much harder, versus when the person is miles away, you're kind of like forced to abstain by default. So it really kind of depends, but the short answer is yes, it is. When it comes on to tips now, you know, if the person's like right beside of you, then obviously you're gonna have to want to establish boundaries. Actually, in both situations you need boundaries, and kind of just like understanding your triggers, you know, what kind of sends you to that place. You guys both probably need to discuss things like that, and kind of have like safe words to say, okay, if a conversation is steering into, you know, into that path, then, you know, you use a safe word to say, okay, let's just back it up, you know, something's going on in my body, let's just back it up. Probably back it up is not the right word in this context, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, I definitely say, you know, establishing those boundaries and understanding your triggers is probably what's gonna save you, you know, when it comes on to that, apart from, you know, staying prayerful and, you know, taking in the word and everything from the spiritual side. But from the physical side, your environment, the environment of your relationship, you're definitely gonna have to, know how you're gonna address that. And the same goes for long distance relationship, because phone calls can go on till late in the night, and you'll want to talk about certain things, and then your mind start going places. So you really like have to be careful, like how you align all of that, so you can stay as pure as possible until you guys go down the aisle together and sign that marriage certificate. What is your most treasured memory? My most treasured memory. I feel like I answered a similar question like this in a Q&A like years ago, and for me, but I had said it's definitely the day I got baptized. That is still definitely one of my most treasured memories. I want to add to the list that another treasured memory of mine is when I went on my work and travel experience. Not necessarily the living on my own and working part, but the traveling part. And this is a part of me that I realize has been blossoming lately. But I definitely treasure the memories of just being in the airport, y'all, just seeing all the people traveling, and the smell of the airport, and being in a plane. Like I loved that environment. I loved how that felt. And lately I just feel like the world is so small around me, and I want to go out and see more. So I think for this season, that's been a treasured memory of mine. I know some people probably wasn't expecting that at all. I do have a next one, but this one is kind of more personal to my relationship with God, and it was at the end of last year, 2020, in December. I remember I was seeking the Lord, like just asking him what to expect from 2021, and he answered me in a way that I was not expecting. And up until this day, I have not forgotten that one word, like literally one word. And I didn't even know that word existed. I literally had to Google that word, because when I heard that word in my spirit, I was like, Lord, what does that even mean? And I had to like Google it, and Google told me the meaning, and I was like, I broke down. I was like, oh my gosh, this just answered everything. One word from God is all you need, like no joke. So that's definitely a next treasured memory of mine. Okay, next question. Are you a virgin? Really? Yes, I am. I am a virgin. I have never done the dirty. Okay, I've never done the dirty. Greatest accomplishment of your life? Wow. This is a tough question, because I feel like there's so much more I could have accomplished for the age that I am, and I feel like this is probably something everybody think about themselves. So I'm not gonna be here puffing my chest and being all extra about it, but this is so okay. I think one of my greatest accomplishments is completing uni. That's definitely been a big thing for me, because it was not easy financially, especially. I also want to say kind of like getting into my dream industry is also another great accomplishment of mine, because I know this is not something a lot of people benefit from the moment they leave university. So being able to get a job before I graduate, and then move on from that job to doing something in that I studied for, that I actually literally studied for, is also another major great accomplishment that I am really grateful for. What do you value most in a friendship? Loyalty, like legit loyalty. If we don't talk for months on end, that's fine, but as long as you remain loyal, if we can remain loyal to each other, then I'm good, because I just feel like that's so important. I feel like loyalty and love, like that just kind of covers everything that you need for a valuable friendship. So for me, loyalty is definitely important. I want to know that I can run to you, and I want you to know that you can run to me, and that there are no like ill feelings towards each other about that. So that's definitely something that is important to me, that I value the most in a friendship. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? I would prefer to have a stronger not stronger, I would say I prefer to have more knowledge as it regards emotional stability, more so because growing up I struggled with anxiety a lot, and kind of like I got into this place where I would really stifle my emotions, which caused my anxiety to get so bad when I was in high school. And I didn't really have much guidance regarding how to just handle what I feel, and so my natural response at the time was to suppress my feelings, to not, you know, think about them, to not interpret them really. It got to a place where no, I, you know, have to like process, like actually sit down and process my feelings. And that's something I kind of hinted at in my previous video, because when I isolated myself and I took myself out of reality, I kind of got numb to how I felt. I didn't want to process my feelings about anything or anyone. So that's definitely something I feel like, you know, I would have appreciated more. And I think a lot of people, a lot of children in Jamaica needs that, because mental health is really, really important, but at the same time, emotional stability is something that I feel like parents don't really teach their children well on, and it's probably because they themselves don't even know how to deal with it. So that is something I think is super, super important that, you know, I would have appreciated, because I feel like it would have helped me to deal with, you know, all the adult situations that I have to deal with now in my life. So that's definitely one of the major things. What's your favorite thing to dish to have for dinner? I feel like there's so much. I'm a foodie, you know, I'm a foodie. I feel like there's so much. I love oxtail, but oxtail I wouldn't eat often. I feel like I'd want oxtail like every once in a while. Lately I've been really loving Alfredo pasta, chicken Alfredo pasta. I made it myself, y'all. Made it myself. I won that. I felt pretty bougie. I really did. But if I should choose one for today, I would definitely say probably fish, like brown stew fish. That sounds pretty good, probably with some rice or mashed potatoes, whatever, but that sounds good, not lie. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be? Ability, I'll definitely say I would want to be as wise as Solomon, because when you're wise, when you have all the knowledge that you need, then you can be wealthy. Then, you know, everything just kind of make more sense to you in a weird way. So I definitely want to be more intelligent, because intelligence somehow will help to generate more wealth if you know what to do with that intelligence. So in terms of ability, probably that. That and flying. I would love to be able to fly, like no joke. All right, just 2 questions left. How many kittens make a cat? And the final question, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? Definitely life. I feel grateful to be alive. The world has been crazy lately, and not just with COVID-19, but regarding like mental health. Trust me, I am grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for family, for the health of my parents. I'm grateful that I still have them around. I'm grateful that, you know, I haven't lost anyone close to me. I feel like that's so important that a lot of people have been taking for granted. So that's definitely one thing that, you know, I've learned is so important. All right, so that's all the questions that I got for today's Q&A. So if there's a question you wanted to ask and I didn't get to answer it, or you didn't get to ask it to me, it's probably because you're not following me on Instagram. So you can follow me there so that you can see whenever I'm planning to do our next Q&A. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was Chanella, and I will catch you in my next video next week Sunday. I know since the year started I've been uploading twice a week, but I'm just coming back after taking quite a little break, and so I don't want to like overextend myself too much. I don't want to put too much on me all at once by trying to upload twice a week. I do want to get back to that point, however, but you know, it's gonna take some time, and I really just want to actually enjoy you know, uploading videos and making content and all of that. So please bear with me if that's a bit annoying. But creating content is not the easiest thing to do, guys. It's really time consuming, so especially when you're working full-time, like, it's pretty time consuming. But yeah, thank you guys for all your support. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on my notifications so you can know whenever I go live, whenever I post a new video, whenever I'm premiering something, So thank you so much again for watching. This is Chanella, and I am now tuning out from Kingston, Jamaica. Bye. See you in my next one.